Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to take a look at all the new number ones that are coming out in the month of February, all those new manga titles that you might be anticipating. Now, I'd like to remind everybody that we're not going to talk about all the continuing series. This is strictly for new number ones or special editions, box sets of previously released material that a lot of new readers can get into. So let's get started with the video. From Kodama Tales, we have Me and the Alien Mumu, Volume 1 by Hiroki Miyashita. This seinen sci-fi comedy series started back in 2019 and it's still ongoing. Planet Earth has been invaded by a cat-shaped alien obsessed with appliances, no less. An alien named Mumu is a survivor of a civil war that saw the destruction of his planet's scientists, leaving only its fools alive. In an attempt to understand the advanced technology his species left behind, he's infiltrated Earth, a planet with a lower level of civilization, to study their so-called home appliances, which contain facets of all kinds of technological knowledge. So begins the adventures of Sakurako, a university freshman, and Mumu's new and unexpected accomplice, as she navigates a wild and exciting campus life. From Viz, we have the much anticipated release of Ichi, the Witch, Volume 1. This is by Osamu Nishi and Shiro Usazaki. This one is a fantasy shonen series that started back in 2024 and it is still ongoing. Ichi is a reclusive hunter who knows nothing of witches and magics, but he does have a particular obsession for hunting anything that exudes bloodlust. But when that instinct leads him to interfere with a battle between the Great Witch Descaras and the horrifying King Ururo, against all odds he acquires the destructive magic of Ururo, making him the only male witch in the entire world. And not even Descaras herself is prepared for the absolute headache that wild child Ichi is about to give her. Also, apologies for mispronouncing these weird names. From Seven Seas Entertainment, we have The Scheming Crown Prince's Wicked Consort, Volume 1. This one is a romance drama josei series that started back in 2022 and it is still ongoing. With sharp eyes, forbidden features, and a commanding voice, Angelica isn't your typical beauty. The only daughter of a royal army general, she was raised as a soldier, earned the nickname the Ice Witch due to her aloof personality. Thanks to all of that, she's already lost one engagement and has resigned herself to never marrying. But that does nothing to lessen the expectation that she will provide an heir. So what's a lady of battle to do but secretly hunt for a man to help her conceive? It isn't long before a man comes to her, and he happens to be Prince Elvin, the crown prince, and the very person whom Angelica has sworn allegiance. From Seven Seas Entertainment, we have Perfect Addiction, Volume 1. This is by Kaoruko Miyama. This one is a BL not safe for work series that started publication back in 2022. Akihito is a college student obsessed with good looks and carnal pleasure, but he can't stand the handsome yet aloof Sae. Things come to a head when Akihito is shot down at a singles mixer by a girl who set her romantic sights on Sae. Furious, he follows Sae to the hotel district where he learns Sae's secret. He's gay and he's having trouble enjoying himself in the bedroom. Breaking through Sae's mental barriers is exactly the sexy challenge Akihito needed. It awakens something in them both. Will they ever be able to control themselves again? From Tokyo Pop, we have In So Deep, It's Love Already, Volume 1. This is by Reida Soragaki, a shoujo school romance series that started back in 2022. Otaku Momoka Kirino has devoted her life to her favorite characters, and Shuto Kametani, the scary, snappish new boy in class, is just her type. When she catches a glimpse of his blushing face and learns his secret fear of embarrassment around girls, she falls head over heels into standing him with all her heart. But a proper fan is dedicated to spreading their love for their favorites far and wide. As Momoka learns of the protective and gentle nature behind Shuto's intimidating front, she finds herself worrying that she might want to keep him all to herself. From 7 Seas Entertainment, we have Ghost and Witch Volume 1. This is by Kore Yamazaki, who you may know as the creator of The Ancient Magus Bride. This is a fantasy seinen series that started publication back in 2021, and it is still ongoing. Haunted by a monstrous presence that clings to her very soul, a girl named Saku flees Japan and journeys across the sea to Ireland. There she encounters a silver-haired witch who may offer her refuge, but the witch's salvation comes at a price, and as Saku begins to face the powers she's long feared, her path shifts from escape to transformation. This is the tale of a girl in flight and the beginning of her journey to becoming a god. From 7 Seas Entertainment, we have He Craves to be Teased by His Favorite ASMR Streamer, Volume 1. This is by Koko Aino. This is a BL Not Safe for Work series that started publication back in 2021. Karasuma Kodai is an introverted university student who streams spicy ASMR roleplays once or twice a week. His view counts haven't been increasing as of late though, so he's been thinking of quitting. Then he discovers that the cheerful and popular Minami Masaya, his polar opposite, is an avid listener who actively chats during his streams. Even more shocking is Minami's red-faced admission that he used Karasuma's ASMRs for his own self-pleasure. At first, he feels a sense of superiority from seeing Minami's lurid reactions to his voice, but he gradually finds that talking isn't enough. Otaku Gal Volume 1. This is by 138 Neko and Sochu. I hope I pronounced those names correctly. This one is published by Square Enix, and it is a rom-com that started back in 2022, still ongoing. Teased for his nerdy hobbies in middle school, Koichi has entered high school with every intention of blending into the background. But when Yua Narumi, the popular girl who sits behind him in class, discovers his hidden talents, she begs him to help her keep up with the latest fashion trends. After all, aren't the skills required to draw fan art and paint plastic models totally applicable to designing nails and styling hair? Who says otakus and gals can't get along? From 7 Seas Entertainment, we have The Beast King, Master of Medicines, Volume 1. This is by Tatsukazu Konda and Asahi Sakano. This one's an adventure fantasy medical-themed series that started back in 2023. Dungeon diving is a way of life for adventurers seeking hidden riches and powerful monsters to defeat. Tina, a brash young explorer, is eager for glory, but her reckless pursuit of treasures leaves her gravely wounded. On the brink of death, she's stunned when a monster comes to her aid. Her savior is no ordinary creature though. He is the fabled demon known as the Beast King Garon. Still much alive despite legends of his demise, in exchange for saving her life, Garon makes one request. Tina must join him on his journey to heal wounded monsters. But can an adventurer raised to slay monsters learn to heal them instead? From Yen Press, we have Please Look After the Dragon, Volume 1. This is by Yuki Higashiura. This one's a comedic fantasy series that started in 2023 and it's still ongoing. Murakami is just your average college student. He attends class, works, and plays games on his days off. And it's a day like any other when he comes across a stray in the park near his apartment. But instead of a cute fluffy friend, Murakami finds himself face to face with a real-life dragon? Her name is Ilsera, and she's on a training trip to become a fluffy-fledged member of her species. Her only request is that Murakami fosters her during her time in the human world, and so Murakami somehow winds up with a strange new roommate. From 7 Seas Entertainment, we have Lilia's Pregnancy Spells the World's End, Volume 1. This is by Shinta Sakayama, a comedy, fantasy, ecchi series that lasted for 41 chapters from 2023 to 2024, collected across 5 volumes. After defeating the Demon King in another world, the great hero Takahito returns home to his old life. But just as he's getting back into the swing of things, an unexpected visitor comes crashing into his home, the Demon King's daughter, Lilia. Surprisingly, she's not here for revenge. She's here to seduce him. Smitten by the raw power Takahito displayed in defeating her father, Lilia is convinced she must bear his child. And while his body is more than ready to say yes, Takahito is convinced that a baby born with his heroic power and Lilia's demonic bloodline will lead to the end of the world. Can Takahito resist her devilish charms, or is sleeping with Lilia the first step towards the apocalypse? From Tokyo Pop, we have Wondervogel, Volume 1 by Sakai Kusama. This is a BL not safe for work series that ran from 2015 to 2017, 6 chapters collected in 1 volume. Okitsu, who had been wandering around Okinawa and had been sleeping rough, takes refuge in the home of novelist Ibu after a typhoon. Ibu claims to be able to read other people's minds, and from the moment they first met, he shows interest in Okitsu, who suffers from claustrophobia due to past trauma. Is he a delusional maniac or a liar? A vivid and stormy night spent with a man with mysterious powers. From Seven Seas Entertainment, we have Aharen-san is Indecipherable, Omnibus Edition. This is a 2-in-1, so volumes 1 and 2 in this paperback release by Asato Mizu. This was a shonen rom-com series that lasted from 2017 all the way to 2023. 188 chapters collected across 17 volumes. Since this is a 2-in-1 omnibus release, we will probably see this collected across 8 volumes total. Super quiet Aharen Reina isn't great with personal space. She's either inches from your face or too far to hear, leaving people totally baffled. But when Raido, the friendly guy seated next to her, helps retrieve a dropped eraser, Aharen suddenly wants to get closer to him. From that moment on, she's constantly by his side, and surprisingly, he's cool with it. From Tokyo Pop, we have First Love Reunion. A decade later, my high school crush is determined to make me his. This is by Yuki Nikawa. It ran from 2020. This one's a not safe for work josei manga that was published back in 2020. 6 chapters collected in 1 volume. As a quiet high school girl, Riko had always crushed on cool, stoic, and collected Baba. 10 years later, she's looking forward to catching a glimpse of him at their high school reunion when Baba comes right up to her and greets her with a kiss, and then demands that she takes him home. What's even more shocking is that she might want to take him up on it. Viz Media is putting out Centuria Volume 1. This is written and drawn by Toru Kuramori. This is an ongoing action-adventure shonen manga that started back in 2024, and it is still ongoing. Caught as a stowaway aboard a slave ship, Julian narrowly escapes death by the kindness of fellow slaves who take pity on him, especially a pregnant slave by the name of Mira. But when the slaver decides to liquidate his holdings, the bloodbath calls forth an ancient god from the sea. A deal is made at the cost of a life, and Julian is forever changed, gaining fantastic powers. But even with his new abilities, monsters at sea and on land pose a threat in this dark and dangerous world. From Tokyo Pop, we have Ayaka is in Love with Hiroko, Volume 1 by Sal Jiang. This is a comedic GL series that ran from 2020 to 2023, 24 chapters collected across 3 volumes. Ayaka is passionately head over heels in love with her work senior Hiroko, but no matter how hard she tries to catch her eye, the polished professional Hiroko never seems to get the hint. What's a girl supposed to do to prove her love to her boss? Hiroko isn't out at work, though she's got a reputation for being a real womanizer in the local lesbian community. But her self-control is tested when her beautiful and busty work subordinate starts getting awfully close to her. How's a professional supposed to stay cool when she's sure that Ayaka is totally straight? From Kodansha, we have Love at First Memory, Volume 1. This is written and drawn by Narumi Hasegaki. This one's a reverse harem shoujo romance series that lasted from 2022 to 2025. 21 chapters collected across 5 volumes. Mia Takanashi, heiress to the famed Takanashi Group, has had the world at her feet since birth. With the future of her company to think about, deciding on a marriage partner early would have its advantages. advantages. However, just as Mia set her heart on one of several charming suitors, amnesia from a freak car accident sets her back to square one. 4 wildly different boys appear before her, claiming to be her intended fiancé. But which one of them did Mia ultimately choose? She may just have to fall in love all over again to find out. From 7 Seas Entertainment, we have Hibana by Asumiko Nakamura, a BL drama series that ran from 2021 to 2024, 6 chapters collected across 1 volume. Tomori knows her boyfriend Inukai has a cruel side, but when he sets his sights on Misato, the new transfer student, things take a disturbing turn. Inukai's fixation spirals into torment, and no matter how hard Tomori and her friends try to stop him, the violence only escalates. But what begins as bullying soon blurs into something stranger, darker, far more intimate. From Tokyo Pop, we have X-Rank Lover. My doting ex-boyfriend wants to make love to me again and again. This is by Pyoko Asahina. It's a josei, not safe for work book, and it tells of Yukino. She's a receptionist and rumored to be a quiet, timid beauty with low self-confidence. But in reality, she's just putting on an act and is hung up on her unforgettable first love. Just when she's about to give up, she runs into her first boyfriend from high school, Haru. He's grown into a handsome salesman, and he pursues her wholeheartedly, teasing her with passionate kisses. She can't contain her excitement. Is it okay to fall in love again? From 7 Seas Entertainment, we have Volume 1 of Get Married, So I Can Curse Your Firstborn and Finally Be Free. This is by Shinobu Inokuma and Tabiko. A rom-com supernatural series with a twist. This first started publication back in 2023, and it is still ongoing. Kuro, a black cat, is a god of fortune down on her luck. She's turned into a vengeful god against her will, and the only way to return to her former status is to curse 7 generations of the Nishikori bloodline. She's close to being free, but to get there, she needs to make sure the 7th generation actually gets born. That means finding a match for Nishikoro Kotaro, which is harder than you might think because Kotaro is tragically unpopular. Not only that, he insists that the only woman he wants is cat-eared Kuro herself. From Kodansha, we have the Ghost in the Shell Legacy Edition box set. So we are getting a premium slipcase featuring 2 brand new illustrations by Shiro Masamune, created exclusively for the box set. 1 new piece of 10 posters from the rare, limited Cyberdelics box set, never before released in English, that was from the late 90s, reproduced in new versions featuring a staggering range of special print effects, including etched metallic paper, vinyl stock, and holographic spot gloss. The new 10-inch wide posters come rolled, not folded, and packed in a rigid box inside the slipcase for added protection. A set of multicolored Fuchikoma robot stickers, and a double-sided poster from Masamune's explanation of his artistic process and the poster art never before translated into English. Oh, and it also contains all of Ghost in the Shell in manga form. So you're getting the 1991 series, the 1.5 Human Error Processor series from 2003, and Ghost in the Shell 2 Man-Machine Interface from 2001. From Yen Press, we have Hinatsugimura by Aki Shimizu. This one's a horror shoujo series that started back in 2017, running all the way to 2018. 7 chapters collected in 1 volume. While looking for the ruins of a pre-World War II village deep in the mountain wilderness, a group of college students find themselves stuck thanks to a sudden thunderstorm. With no phone service, they decide to wait out the rain in a mansion. But little do they know, a ghastly fate awaits them. From 7 Seas Entertainment, we have Grim Night Tales, Volume 1. This is by Yamayu and Kensei Okamoto. This one's a horrific series that started back in 2023, and it is still ongoing. An extraordinary anthology, blending true tales of the uncanny with masterful storytelling. Yamayu has spent over 20 years collecting real-life hauntings from across Japan. Now, these spine-tingling accounts are brought to life by Kensei Okamoto, whose chilling artwork cuts straight to the heart of human fear and madness. Enter a world of lingering spirits, cursed objects, and terrifying truths in this deeply unsettling collection. From Dark Horse Comics, we have Gunsmith Cats Burst Omnibus Volume 1 by Kenichi Sonoda. This is the sequel to the classic Gunsmith Cats. It's an action seinen series that ran from 2004 to 2008, 54 chapters collected across 5 volumes. However, for us, this will be 2 omnibus releases. Riley Vincent runs Gunsmith Cats, a gun shop in Illinois, with her partner, demolitions expert and former call girl Minnie Mae Hopkins. But Riley's real job doesn't pay the bills, her hobby does, and her hobby is bounty hunting, bringing the most wanted men and women in the Chicago area to justice, dressed in her sharp suit and tie, and driving her Shelby Cobra GT 500. From Tokyo Pop, we have Destiny Paradise Night by Tomato Machida. This one's a BL, not safe for work series that ran from 2017 to 2018, 6 chapters collected in 1 volume. After being dumped by his girlfriend and enduring a series of misfortunes, Chikayuki Murata thinks his day can't get any worse until he saves a young man on a bridge. The twist? Rei Aihara was just stargazing. To make up for the misunderstanding, Chikayuki takes Rei out for an unforgettable day filled with batting, bowling, and arcade gaming. When they part ways, Chikayuki casually invites Rei to visit his cafe, never expecting him to return so soon, or that Rei is actually an idol who sings his favorite song. But the real surprise comes when Rei decides to move in with him. From Kodansha, we have the omnibus release of Blue Lock Volume 1. This is a 3-in-1 omnibus edition of the award-winning sports shonen series that started back in 2018, and it is still ongoing. After a disastrous defeat at the World Cup, Japan's team struggles to regroup, but what's missing? An absolute ace striker. The football union is hell-bent on creating a striker who hungers for goals and thirsts for victory. So Blue Lock, a rigorous training ground for 300 of Japan's best and brightest youth players, is created. To survive this battle royale, the last striker standing will have to out-muscle and out-ego everyone who stands in his way. From Yen Press, we have The Fake Alchemist, Volume 1. This is by Umemaru, a drama fantasy romance series that started publication back in 2023. Young Paracelsus was never a fighter, so when he's transported to another world, there's only one path for him to make a living: alchemy. The problem is, he's cheating his way through it. Can he and his newfound companion, Nora, thrive in this strange new world? From Seven Seas Entertainment, we have Kitayama and Minamiya, Volume 1. This is by Sato Sugar, a BL comedy, not safe for work series that lasted from 2023 to 2025, 27 chapters collected across 5 volumes. Minamiya has a strange talent. Just by looking at someone, he can imagine what they'd look like when they're super turned on. In fact, he can't really stop. However, there's one exception. For some reason, he can't picture what his cute male co-worker Kitayama would look like in the throes of passion. Unable to get these thoughts out of his head, a misunderstanding leads to the two going out. But can the frisky Minamiya handle the real deal? From Yen Press, we have The Idol's Escape by Ito Kira. This is a drama romance series that was published back in 2023. 10 chapters collected across 2 volumes. However, we're getting it all in one single book here. Ainosuke is a gay man who spends his days full of gloominess and regrets. He desperately wishes he could be as cute and gorgeous as Karen, the idol he aspires to. But one night, Karen herself, on the run from an exploitative producer, appears right in front of him. A journey of escape and heart-pounding fleeting love begins. From Kodansha, we have Hitting Rewind with You, Volume 1 by Hanamaru Kira. This rom-com shoujo lasted for 5 volumes, 20 chapters that ran across 2023 to 2025. Wakama Kayano is a 20-year-old college student who was too busy studying in high school to experience the quintessential personal milestones of her teenage years, like going on an after-school date. In a moment of desperation, she goes out on Halloween in her old high school uniform in an effort to take back some of those heart-fluttering experiences she never had, and in doing encounters Fumito, a boy clad in the quintessential high school boy uniform. Whisked away on the date of her dreams, she panics when forced to reveal her true age, only to find out that Fumito is in college as well. From Kodansha, we have Galaxias, Volume 1 from Ao Hatesaka. This is an action-adventure fantasy shonen series that started back in 2024. In a distant corner of the Lanikeia kingdom, humans live alongside powerful beings with strange tales known as dragonfolk. A girl named Gio, whose father has forbidden her from leaving the remote island where they live, yearns to escape the confines of this quiet countryside and explore the world. Everything changes in the moment when Gio meets the mysterious Nereid, who claims to have lost all his memories. The revelations keep coming, as Gio realizes that her father's kept her hidden because the whole world is hunting her, setting both Gio and Nereid on a path to find the world's most intrepid explorer. Yuri Holst. Could this living legend be the solution to Gio's problems? From 7 Seas Entertainment, we have Wait, I Love You, Volume 1 by Omayu. This is a BL Not Safe for Work series that started back in 2023 and it's still ongoing. Haruto is a top stylist in Tokyo and the devoted boyfriend of up-and-coming actor Kuga Aoi. Their busy careers keep them on their toes, but they always find time for love. When Aoi lands the role in a new film shooting in Hokkaido, Haruto is both overjoyed and heartbroken at the thought of being apart. But fate has other plans. Haruto is suddenly invited to join the same film crew as a hair and makeup artist. Now the couple must balance work and romance under the spotlight. Can they keep their relationship hidden, or will love take center stage? From Yen Press, we have Dungeons That Surely Slaughter Adventurers, Volume 1. This is by Doman Seiman. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Sorry, Doman. This is a comedic fantasy isekai series that started in 2023 and it's still ongoing. Dungeons. Marvelous labyrinths packed full of dreams where heroes gather in search of fame and fortune. Unfortunately, Ein and Nacht can't say they feel the same. While all the other reincarnated Earthlings get to live out awesome isekai fantasies, the two of them are stuck slaving away as dungeon staff. And whether those inconsiderate adventurers win or lose, either way it means a messy pile of corpses needs tidying up. But if the two are disposing of bodies anyway, then what's a few more? Why not make their workplace a terrifying death trap from which none ever return? Maybe then they'd finally have some peace and quiet. From 7 Seas Entertainment, we have A Prince of a Friend, Volume 1 by Sukeroku. This one is a rom-com that started back in 2022 and it is still ongoing. Rui has a problem. Being short, unathletic, and unpopular, he's finding it impossible to get a boyfriend. What's more, all the girls he has a crush on end up confessing to his female childhood friend, Mia. But the princely Mia has a solution. What if she teaches her awkward friend how to score points with the chicks? It may just work if not for Mia's insistence on her lessons being hands-on. Can this high school boy resist his handsome childhood friend's charms? From Yen Press, we have Keyaki Shopping District's Sakura Bathhouse Volume 1 by Waka Kakitsubata. This one's a BL series that started back in 2023 and it is still ongoing. Tatsumi Azuma, a sociable third-year student at Keyaki High School, crashes into second-year Shunpei Eguchi and fractures his hand. But the stone-faced Shunpei is no ordinary student. Rumor has it he'll kill anyone who so much as look him in the eye. Afraid of retaliation, Tatsumi tells Shunpei he'll do anything to make up for his blunder. Thus, Shunpei puts him to work by making him help out at his family's bathhouse. From Yen Press, we have Mad Miniscape Volume 1. This is by Ayumu Hirose. This one's a horror seinen series that ran from 2023 to 2025, 22 chapters collected across 4 volumes. Asahi is an ordinary girl who shares a small apartment with the boy she grew up with, Minoru, which wouldn't be all that strange, except Minoru died 4 years ago. The thing that occupies Asahi's apartment is nothing like her childhood friend. It's inhuman, grotesque, and keeps demanding Asahi's life at every opportunity. But Asahi doesn't mind. As long as Minoru is there with her, absolutely nothing else matters, right? From Square Enix, we have My Favorite VTuber is Scary IRL, Volume 1. This is by Ryo Yorima. This one is a rom-com that started publication back in 2024. Being a delivery boy for Yatsa in a rural town isn't so bad, but one regular customer is a big challenge. She's a scary lady who looks intimidating and glares at the delivery boy every time he shows up at her door. Being an introvert, he can't help but run away as soon as the job is done. But one day, the scary lady finally speaks. Wait, is that the voice of his favorite VTuber? Alright folks, there it is. It's a long list of new number ones. Let me know in the comment section which ones you are most excited for, and if I happen to miss any, do let me know as well in the comments. I'm looking forward to reading those. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I really do appreciate you taking time to watch these videos. So that is going to be it. Thank you so much. God bless. Stay safe out there. I will catch all of you on the next one.